Hello and welcome. My name is Danielle Stimpson and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm here to share some healing with all of you as well as some crystal healing. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those who are returning, welcome back. And for those of you watching on the replay, know that you're guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description below. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times, with some additional streams sprinkled in, just based around planetary movements, astrology, and world events. If you'd like to know about those, go ahead and subscribe with the notification bell on, and you won't miss a single opportunity to heal with me live. If you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button, and feel free to make any requests at all for personal healing. It can be something general, specific. I'm happy to select some crystals for you, or you can even suggest the ones you'd like on your own. The first half an hour we will spend building a crystal grid together, and after a brief explanation of what Reiki is and a little of how it works, we will transition into a beautiful session for you at home, wherever and whenever you happen to be. So thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to learn more about me, my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, crystal shop, and all that good stuff, check out the description below for all of that information. Thank you so much for being here, and let's dive right in. I see so much going on in the chat already. So excited to dive in. All right, let me open up my other chat window. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Susan, great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, Grace. Brindley, welcome back. I'm doing well. Let's see who is everybody else doing well? Jennifer's here, Christina, April. Oh, good stuff. We've got a nice bunch of folks here so far today. So let's dive in and start building this grid. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up so that we can watch along together. Awesome. So here we go. I've already got some copper out so that we can go ahead and start breaking up any blockages, get the energy flowing optimally. I see some requests already for vanishing negative energy. Absolutely. Spiritual and heart healing. Awesome. We can definitely do that. Intention is for heart healing, love, peace of mind. Okay, cool. Let's dive into all of that. So for banishing negative energy, let's go ahead with, there's a couple of options. Let's do some black tourmaline. Gotcha. We can help with that. Kanika, I can absolutely help with that, and welcome in. Okay, good stuff. So we'll start with some black tourmaline, which helps to, it like repels negative energy. And here are several pieces right here. As you can see, this sort of dark black, this is such a protective and potent stone that I've even gone so far as to like sew it into my curtains. It really does an excellent job at just sort of pushing away not so great energy. And that's energy of a spiritual nature, but even mundane energy, like electromagnetic energy from computers and things like that. Absolutely. I'm also going to go ahead and bring in some red tiger eye. Red tiger eye helps with really in a very, very strong way to protect your energy field, up to and including against energy work that may have been intentional. So Reiki does no harm. It's only supportive and good, but it's not the only energy in the universe. This is even one that can protect against someone who is sending not so happy things your way. This can be a great thing for a boundary. It's also great for manifesting money in a hurry. And when is that ever a problem? There we go. Fantastic. Back pain, grounding, centering. I know I've got some really good options for a lot of what you all are asking for. Let's see. For heart, I definitely want to bring in some green calcite. This is one to help with anxiety as well as just really anything you need for the mental emotional heart, the cardiac heart too, but this is really just to help kind of give you a boost of loving energy while at the same time calming, relaxing, and really bringing in a sense of peace. This can be really supportive of everything having to do with emotions. Anytime that we're kind of running ragged emotionally, whether it's showing up as anxiety or just sort of overwhelm, this can be really helpful. So we'll bring in some green calcite. Help with nervousness as well. It's one I often use for my clients who are struggling with nervous energy. One I often use for myself in that regard. Blue calcite, pink tourmaline. Yep. Ah, gotcha. Grounding, centering, okay. And we had a request for Rhodonite, blue calcite. Pink tourmaline. So, pink tourmaline for sure. The requests for like love energy and bringing that in, supporting the heart and the emotional heart. One of the best stones for it is pink tourmaline and also blue calcite. This is sort of the emotional first aid stone that I often use. It's a lot lighter and more jovial than say bloodstone is, but at the same time it's good for like almost like emotional first aid when you just feel like you're bereft. You need and crave and desire that support in the heart, but your emotions are getting the best of you and you feel brokenhearted. This can be an incredible stone to work with. I often use it when it's a feeling of almost like you can't catch your breath, emotionally speaking. This is an excellent stone for that. But it also does bring in a sense of calmness and feeling supported by the universe, so that even when you feel like you're alone in your emotions, it helps you to feel like you're not. It helps you to remember that you are connected to the universe. You are surrounded and protected. Rhodonite is also a great one for the heart. This is actually one I use often for things like breakups, unrequited love, and any kind of insecurities in general. Especially if you're coming out of a relationship and you're feeling like, oh, I'm not going to be good enough for someone else or something along those lines. This is an ultimate remedy for that. When we're in that feeling of, I'm brokenhearted and I feel like I'll never see the other side, blue calcite and rhodonite can really work together to help support that. I actually have rhodonite around my neck in the form of crematory jewelry. So that's very helpful there. It's also thought to be really great for allergies and anything with the lungs. Pink tourmaline is another stone of the heart. It's one of the more excellent stones of the heart. It's a little harder to come by, so I just have these tiny little pieces. And because I have black tourmaline out, it does seem like a good fit, and I'm grateful that Jennifer mentioned that. This is, when it comes to heart energies, there's a lot of different types of subtext that can kind of co-occur. This is a particular stone that not only helps fill our heart, but helps expand our heart center to even absorb more. And it allows it to not just be that light, jovial kind of love, which is great, but also that deeply enriching and nurturing on a completely deep level. When we need to feel as though we're being cradled in our heart center, pink tourmaline is the stone to go to. So let's go ahead and put that with our calcites. I love working with pink tourmaline. Thank you for requesting that, Jen. Third eye balancing. You're wearing a rhodochrosite pendant, Jennifer? Yeah. Celestite, you got it. Okay. Let me just tick up your... Oh, Susan, I think I got an email from you about that. I definitely have some Herkimer. I'll reach out to you. Yeah, if ever you see something that you're looking for in my shop and it's not there, let me know. I may have it. But sorry about that. I will definitely get back to you on that. Rhodonite. Parasympathetic nervous system to start engaging. Gotcha. Okay. Blocking negative thoughts. Spiritual healing. I feel like somebody keeps jumping out at me, and I think I know why. Here it is. So Larimar is one that we don't work with here super often, and I absolutely adore this stone. This is one of spiritual innovation and embracing your spiritual side, really following your greatest spiritual purpose and going with the flow to ultimately end up on the best path with it. But it also helps to separate your ego from the spiritual path, which ultimately makes it a lot easier to continue down that path. And it's great for the like spiritual pioneering, seeing not just the spiritual lessons and ideas and qualities and thoughts and things that we read in books or that we see on the internet, but really being able to feel confident spiritually, to trust your own intuition and find your own way. Working with spirit is really far more an art than it is a science, and it always will be. all of us relate in very different ways. This is a stone that helps you feel encouraged to find your unique connection to spirituality and begin to even share that if and when you're ready to do that, to help enlighten others in the techniques that you have created. So Larimar is wonderful for spiritual healing in that way. We're going to go ahead and do Larimar. There we go. And another one that comes up for spiritual healing and also for like negative thoughts, like the intrusive thoughts that keep spinning, Prehnite. Prehnite can really help with calming a racing mind or even like negative self-talk to a point, and allows us to connect with a deeper sense of self. It really works well with Larimar in that it opens us up to greater spiritual lessons, greater spiritual teachings. This is one that is often used alongside learning healing arts or teaching healing arts, but also for meditation. If you ask folks like, what's a stone that can help me focus during meditation or quiet my mind during meditation, this is a very common stone to come up. But I think on a much deeper level, it doesn't just sort of quiet the chatter in a sense. It really on a deeper level helps us to understand what can be coming up in that chatter when it's the really negative self-talk. And not only to kind of silence it, but we can actually make an opportunity to learn from it. What is this really saying? Why is this kind of stuck in the back of our mind? So Prehnite can help with that. It's also very protective, especially if you're new to divination work, like tarot and things like that. It can be really protective and help you learn that new system at the same time. So Prehnite. Third eye balance. Yeah, the color of Larimar is just divine. Celestite helps us to connect with our angel guides and our angels in general, as well as to help ease physical pain. My experience with the angels, and absolutely insert your own, they show up in almost every faith, a little bit differently, but far more similar than different. But your relationship with the angels is what matters. My relationship with the angels when I do healing work for others and myself is that the angels have a lot to do with following our soul's purpose, healing the things that are holding us back from living a life more free and enjoyable for ourselves. So this can be very helpful with connecting to our angels. If we're seeking guidance, if we'd like to let go of some spiritual or emotional pain that's kind of holding us back from wanting to move forward, Celestite can be helpful, but also great for physical pain. Third eye balance, absolutely. Back pain, grounding, centering. Celestite can help with the back pain, but I also want to help bring in some yeah, definitely. Amazonite. This is one that's thought to have a lot to do with the spine, spinal nerves, even sometimes just like even all the way up to the cranium, like head, spine, nerves, skull, all of the above as far as healing. It's also wonderful for calming nervousness and protecting women. So I'm going to actually show you several. It comes in a variety of shades and colors. You can see some of the lighter ones, some of the darker ones. Sometimes you see like white striations there, sometimes we don't. Amazonite can look a lot of different shades and colors. but absolutely a wonderful stone to help with, also with transitions and caregivers. If you're looking to support yourself or others in taking care of someone, especially if that care involves hospice or a transition of life, this can be a beautiful stone to work with. But yeah, great for spinal nerves. Great for spinal nerves. Let's do one here, one here. It can also be helpful for things like self-respect. Like finding your self-respect within yourself, not so much from other people, but healing your heart and respecting yourself. Let's see, balancing third eye I definitely need to do. And let's do some Herkimer for Greg's literary agent. Gotcha. Okay. Herkimer is a stone of manifesting and calling upon the universe and asking for what we need, but in a way that tends to focus or hone that request, making it in best alignment with your soul's purpose and with your greatest good. So it's sort of like, this is what I need, this is what I need, and or better, and what would help me along my path. So it's a great stone for that. It also can help in things like meditation and such, because it helps us to feel connected with spirit, not just saying what we need, but also receiving. Let's see right here. Intuitive balance. I have a couple. One is going to be Citrine, because Citrine helps us on many levels when it comes to intuition. It helps to refine and feel grounded with that sense of opening our intuition. It brings that energy into the deeper chakras, and it helps us to differentiate what we're getting intuitively and what is coming from our sense of logic, so that we can ultimately start to know what information is coming from where. Sometimes when we start getting intuitive, or even along our paths, we can find it difficult to say, like, am I thinking that because like my logic says that, or am I feeling this way because my intuition is saying it? And sometimes it's both, and sometimes it's neither. But Citrine can really help you discern that. Also, Citrine is great for manifesting, especially manifesting finances. So let's go ahead and we'll move these Herkimers down here. Put some Citrine right above them. Yeah, it's opening up to intuition and balancing that can be tough. It can be really hard, especially in the beginning. We want to be open and just allow it to flow because we're just getting used to it, and then it's sort of it's like, okay, when am I turning on? When am I turning off? It's almost like when you move into a new apartment and you're starting to learn how to adjust the hot cold dial on the shower. It's like you got to get used to it a little bit first. It's much like that. Anyone else? Let's see. And increase intuition. Yeah, let's do this. And I know we've been working with Iolate a lot lately, but it's just where we are, so bear with me. There's two stones of intuition I want to help bring in. And I feel like one is a very strong, blast you wide open intuition stone, and the other is one that is deeply grounding, focusing, helps to truly balance and hone that gift. And it helps us to also, sometimes as we're opening up to intuition, we can find it difficult to manage our sleep cycle. Like we might even find it difficult to actually go to sleep and to ground. So Iolate can help with the latter, with any kind of psychic sleep disturbances, but it also does help deepen our intuition, where Sapphire helps like wide open our intuition. Sapphire is an incredibly powerful stone to work with for intuition. This is blue sapphire when it's not gem quality. This is raw sapphire just as it grows. These shapes that you see it in, these were not cut this shape. This is how it actually forms. And a lot of the stones that you'll see in the crystal healing world that you'll see like in my grid, they're actually secondary to the jewelry trade. So while they're mining, they're finding lots of stones that are not quite gem quality alongside the ones that are. And they're just as beautiful for healing purposes. But this is the stone of the third eye and the crown chakra, and really helping to, in a really intense way, open up that intuition center so that we can receive messages. So it can be one it's excellent to work with, but definitely use some grounding stones alongside it, like red jasper, black tourmaline, black onyx, hematite. Those kinds of stones can help you if you balance them together. Also, this works really well with tiger eye. So we'll do some sapphire here. As for iolite, everything I mentioned earlier, and in addition to that, it's also thought to be very helpful for weight loss, and I know that there's been a few of you that have been working with that lately. So but this is just a wonderful stone of more grounded approach to connecting intuitively, especially if we have very specific intentions for our intuitive work. This can be great. So let's go ahead and put that here and here. And I know we had some requests for grounding, and I definitely feel like the grid could use some grounding. Yeah. Grounding, centering. Oh, I'm so glad y'all like it. Thank you all so much for inspiring this beautiful grid. We don't always mention it, but part of what's going on here is the concept of communal chi. We see this come from China, but it's in many cultures. The concept that the more people come together with the same or similar intent, the greater the energy potential is magnified. So simply being here with your intention to heal, all coming together and making our requests, we're cheering each other on in the chat, as we always are, which is so beautiful. And hello, Heart, good to see you. And as we do this together, this grid helps make it physically tangible as well. This is what really helps empower the healing that I'm able to kind of pull through. So it's definitely a collaborative effect with all of us here, whether we're here now live or watching this on the replay. I'm adding in now some hematite to help ground the grid. It's a very heavy stone physically. It has a lot of weight, but at the same time, hematite's actually quite fragile. It's quite brittle. It's only like a 5 on the hardness scale. The hardness scale goes from 1 to 10, and 1 is talc and 10 is diamond. So this is halfway between. This is why you may have gotten hematite rings that eventually just crack when they're meant to, and they're not meant to last long. But yeah, hematite can help us to ground and kind of purify from the inside out. It's been used and thought to be a purifier for thousands of years. I'm just going to go ahead and add some here. There we go. Yeah, I think that helps ground the grid really nicely. There we go. So now we're at that point in our grid where I'm going to pick a couple of stones to complement and empower the concepts that a lot of you were requesting about, and y'all are going to vote on them. And while I'm explaining what Reiki is, you all will decide which stone gets to be part of the grid, and then we will transition right into the sending of Reiki. So give me just a moment to peek through and see which wants to come in. All of you in the chat, go ahead and, chat amongst yourselves. Let me see. So they jumped right out today. We've already got some votes. It's a bit of an inside joke here. You can always vote more than once, too. Just know that. So here's the stones that I have to suggest. One is yellow calcite. Yellow calcite helps empower our sense of self, who you are, and pride in yourself, but in a way that's infused with joy. It's sort of being proud of exactly who you are, finding some joy in your self-expression. So that can be helpful. And blue lace agate, which in addition to being calming and helping things like arthritis and fractures even, this is one that helps us to communicate difficult subjects. It helps soften the words that we might be bringing through to share so that they can be a little bit more sensitive and be heard. It also helps us to get difficult words out of our throat chakra. When it's something that's difficult for us to discuss or to share, this can help kind of soften it, making it easier to move through. So yeah, blue lace agate, yellow calcite. So feel free to go ahead and vote. If there's one in particular, you'll see the trends in the chat. Go ahead and vote for it. If you haven't already, if you could go ahead and like the stream while you're doing that, that really helps to drive folks to the channel, but it's all good either way. Honestly, the most helpful thing is having you here, so thank you for being here. And I'm just going to take a brief moment to explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, and what you can expect for the rest of our time together. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm Danielle from Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm really glad to have a chance to spend some time sharing Reiki with you today. My understanding of Reiki comes from Usui Reiki, which is a Japanese approach. And in that approach, being from Japan, it's built on the understanding of Reiki that they have, which is based on their indigenous faith of Shintoism. Shintoism is, in a very small nutshell, for a very big thing. Essentially, they see energy and the soul, that everything has a soul. I do, you do, the things around me, the things around you, everything has a soul. And while we are individual souls, we have a lot of overlap. We are all interconnected, and there are many energies that flow through and connect to all of us. One of those being Reiki, or translates loosely to spiritually guided life energy. So what is this spiritually guided life energy? How can it help me? And what am I doing to get it to you? Well, essentially, what I'm going to be doing is connecting with this energy that's already flowing through you, everything around you, and essentially just like direct a little bit more of it to you. Because our body, mind, and spirit are already working with this energy. It's flowing through us all the time. We're, in a large part made of this energy. Our body, mind, and spirit are going to know exactly how to best use it. So sometimes we might find a void or a gap within ourselves that could just use some replenishment. The Reiki would come in and fill that in. Sometimes it helps to introduce a new opportunity for a particular frequency, and that ultimately allows us to say, oh, there's another option. Well, let's let go of this thing that's not serving me anymore. And this can show up in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and karmic ways that suit you best. Your body, mind, and soul are going to be the parts of you that are deciding how to best use this. So I'll be directing the energy to you, and your systems are going to essentially use it to the best, highest good of you right now. Setting any intentions you have for healing really helps direct that. You can set intentions around anything, aches and pains, illness and injury, to feelings, broken heart, moving through difficult times, changing belief structures, breaking habits, even connecting spiritually or getting our own guidance and wisdom, or anything beyond that. At any point during this session, if you think of something that you're like, wow, I really wish the Reiki would support this, simply bring it to mind and let it go, and the universe will absolutely hear that. Additionally, while you're getting your session, you don't have to do anything. The best thing you can do is find a comfy spot and just be. And if you need to move around or grab something to remain comfortable, go right ahead and do that. I feel like Reiki supports us best when we're able to support our physical comfort when we can. We can't always be comfortable, but when we can do the best for our own physical comfort, we can just be present in the moment and allow the Reiki to flow. You don't have to keep your mind empty or silent. You don't have to focus on anything, although you can do those things if you want to. But you can also use this time to kind of take a nap. It's pretty common for people to fall asleep at least a little bit. Or you can use it to take a couple stretches, do a little yoga, maybe journal or draw. Whatever feels right to you in this moment, that is the thing to do. Pay attention to whatever comes up for you. It might be healing, might be insight. If you're not sure if it's insight or just sort of a rambling mind, my advice is to take a deep breath, which also works if you get distracted or a loud noise happens. Take a deep breath in and out and just allow the Reiki to continue to flow. At the end of the 25-minute session, I will reopen the chat and I will encourage you to ask any questions that you have or share any experiences if you would like. And we'll take it from there. During the session, I will turn the music up, I will turn the lights down, and you'll notice the light moving slowly through several different colors. At no point will it flash or strobe. Also during your session, you may notice that you feel physical sensations, feelings might arise, or even that you get some intuition. However your session shows up to you is absolutely perfect. You can always rewatch this particular healing or any of the other past streams by looking at the past healings playlist that we have. I take the previous events and I take a picture of the grid, and that becomes part of the thumbnail. And if you give me a couple days until I have a chance, I type out the name of all of the crystals used in the grid. That way, if you want to find the crystals local to you, it's a little bit easier to do that. And of course, if you want to find out more about my online Reiki classes, social media, Discord, crystal shop, any of that good stuff, it's down in the description below. So let's head on back into the chat, see what won the vote, and then get on into the healing. So let's see, what do we have to win it? Bothity both. Yeah, that's the inside joke. It's always both. We can never decide. Why not have both? So yeah, why not have both? So I'm gonna go ahead and take our blue lace agate and put that in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and take these two yellow calcites, put one at each end. Actually, I think we might have enough room to, yeah, we have enough room here. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Thank you all so much, everyone, for helping create this really beautiful grid to serve all of our highest goods. Deeply appreciate it. So now I encourage you to go ahead and get comfy, lay down, be where you are, because Reiki flows through all of us all the time anyway, it doesn't matter where you are in relation to me in terms of miles or in terms of time. If you're watching this on the replay, Reiki energy connects everyone to everything else regardless of when it happens to be. So I encourage you to go ahead and simply see how the Reiki shows up for you today. Thank you so much for being here and giving me an opportunity to share this healing with all of you. So I'll be sending for about 25 minutes, and in that time, just go ahead and allow yourself to relax as much as you can. At the end of that 25 minutes, you'll hear my voice gently welcome you back, inviting you to take a deep breath in and out, and then I'll reopen the chat so you can ask any questions you might have. Enjoy your session, and I will see you on the other side of it. invite you now to take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Slowly begin to come back to your body. If you like, you can flex your fingers and toes to help you come back. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you can go ahead and pop into the chat and let me know how your session was or ask any questions you might have. And if you feel like you're ready to just continue on with your evening, I hope you have a beautiful one. I'm here 5 times a week, live, and the next scheduled stream will be Wednesday at 4 p.m., followed by Thursday at 8 a.m., and that's East Coast US time. You're so welcome, Grace. Well, you're welcome, Jen and Hart. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know about all of you, but I feel better. Yawn. Oh, you're so welcome, Susan. Yeah. And everyone, thank you for being such an incredible community. Oh, Kanika, you're so welcome. Come back anytime. I'm here 5 times a week. Same days, same times every week. And then additional streams popped in, which this week is some intense astrology. It's just going to be a bumpy week. You know, we're not going to doom and gloom it here, but yeah, it's just going to be a bumpy week. Just what's happened sometimes. So I may pop on with a live stream here or there if we need it. Oh, I'm glad you feel better, Christina. Yeah, Susan, I'm glad you're relaxed. I feel much more relaxed as well. Yeah, that was a really intense grid. Just felt so light and lovely. I hope all of you have a beautiful week coming up. I know we're going to be, as of tomorrow, it'll be August. I know, wild that it's here already. Where did the summer go? You got a nice energy burst? I'm glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing that with us. I also have my August Reiki classes are enrolling now, and actually all classes through the end of this year are enrolling now. There's a link in the description that'll help you see all the details there. Yeah, been a busy weekend. You needed it. It was a wild weekend. I'm glad that you had. I hope it was a good busy weekend. It was a busy weekend here too. And if anyone else has any questions or anything to share, feel free to pop into the chat and ask. But I'm going to get ready to bring the stream to a close today, and with that, close of a beautiful week. It was actually like, today's a weird anniversary for me. It was like 7 or I think it's 8 years exactly that I had a hysterectomy, like today of all days. So yeah, it's like time flies. You look back and it feels like everything just happened yesterday. Yeah, just wild. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to bring the stream to a close. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been an honor and a privilege. It's also the last day of Disability Pride Month, so thank you for being a part of my disabled-owned business. It's very, very lovely. Oh, cool. Jennifer, yes, I will absolutely be in touch with you about that. Awesome. And Heart, you have a beautiful week. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here, and I hope that you have a beautiful week ahead. I will definitely be here 5 times. There might be some more additional streams popping up throughout the week, so definitely go ahead and hit that notification bell if you want to be sure to know about it. I usually do put them on the Instagram as well. And yeah, thank you all so very, very much. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you again, and be well.